What's up, people? In this video, somebody told me to do this. Who is this? JN. Hey man, I love your reaction to Taylor Budd. He's got some more interesting content, and I really would like to see you do another reaction on him, please. In case you forgot, this is the video you made. Here are some of his videos. Thanks, man. It would make my day if you could do another reaction on one of these. Anyways, keep up the good work. So this is the video that I did of him, The Dark Lighthouse, Day in the Life of a Breatharian. I enjoyed doing this video because it was interesting. I'd never heard of this like Breatharian stuff, which by the way is a great keyword on YouTube if anybody wants to start a new channel. But like I actually watched the first couple minutes of this video and I was not impressed, honestly. Like, no offense, Taylor Budd, but then again, I'm sure he would watch my videos and think they're shit also. But anyway, let's give the people what they want. JN, here you go, brother.
Dear black people, stop calling yourself black people. The term black comes from the Dutch term blank, which means void. I had a family member in South Africa during apartheid. They would put no blanks allowed. B-L-A-N-K-E, like blancom. It's mind-numbing that blank is black somehow, or void. So let's just get beyond that. There's really three types of people: Caucasoid, Negroid, Mongoloid. Regardless of the shade, we're all melanated people or carbonated, however you want to look at it. Carbon is melanin, or melanin is carbon, or dark matter, what have you, or ultraviolet energy, what have you, whatever you want to call it. So that being said, if you're on this planet, you should respect melanin or carbon or whatever, regardless of whose body it's in. So regardless of what shade you are, you got to really realize what you're doing with your own melanin, with your own carbon. What are you creating? What are you expending it on? A lot of people are using it frivolously. A lot of people expend it just to process semi-solids and other drugs. So what are you sacrificing your melanin for? What are you sacrificing your carbon for? At a raw level, what are you giving your sexuality up to? So that's where a huge leakage in energy is. We can harness that energy and take back our sexuality, especially so-called black people. These melanated people on Earth were to take back their sexuality. The sensation of this entire place, the vigor of this entire place would come back. And the people, anybody that, you gotta understand evolution, that.
What did you say about this guy? Are you the one who suggested I do the video on him originally? He's got some interesting content. What do you mean by, what do you mean by interesting? What's your definition of interesting? I guess this is interesting. When I did the first video on him and his sister, I was like, I thought I was being trolled, honestly. I was like, what is this Breatharian stuff? Like, who are these people? Who let them have a YouTube channel? And when I'm watching this, like, I'm thinking two things, right? The first thing that I'm thinking, because this is now the second time that I've seen this first part. I haven't seen the whole video, just watched like the first 3 minutes of it, because I realized that like I wasn't actually recording. Anyway, whatever. But now when I watch it, I think that it seems to me that he like planned this out ahead of time. Like, this was like, he's got like talking points, you know what I mean? He's got like bullet points that he wants to hit in this video of Dear Black People. That's what it seems to me. And then my second thought was like, what are these talking points? This doesn't even like, not that it doesn't make any sense. Like, I think, I don't want to say he knows what he's talking about, but this is a perfect example, in my opinion, of sorry Taylor if you ever watch this, but like, this is lazy communication, right? Like, okay, fine, I understand he's a rapper, right? I'm assuming he's also a rapper, right? Like, he's a rapper, right? This guy raps. Does he not? I know he does. I don't even know if he's a rapper. I already know he's a rapper. And rappers, they talk like this, kind of, right? They'll like talk in, not code, but like they'll talk in poetry, sort of, and like they know what they're talking about, kind of, but it just doesn't sound how normal people talk in like a normal conversation. And this, like, specifically this like first 2 minutes of this seems like lazy communication to me. It reminds me of when I took a creative writing class when I was fucking 20 years old, and I've been writing for a long time, not to like toot my own horn or brag or anything. I'm a pretty good writer, and I took this creative writing class, and I'm also kind of a snob, as you can see right here. Always kind of been a snob, quiet snob though. But in this creative writing class, there were a lot of people who would like write poetry, and the way that the class was set up is that we would all sit in a circle, and everyone would kind of like go around, and if you wanted to read your creative writing sample, you were allowed. Like, the teacher would give assignments, and you always had to do the assignment. You didn't always have to present to the class, but you did have to present to the class, right? And then we would go around, and if somebody had something to say about your writing or whatever, they could offer feedback or criticism, but they also didn't have to. It was kind of very like open like that. Like if you had something to say, you could. If you didn't, you didn't have to. So I was a fucking huge asshole in that class. I was tearing people to shreds in that class just because, I don't know, I might have had a drug problem. But other than that, I was so like irritated by the lazy communication that a lot of these people, like the lazy style of communication that these people had when they were writing. Specifically, well, it wasn't really this one girl. I remember specifically this one girl, she would write poetry, and it was very vague. It was like, you know, I don't even know, I can't even say, like, your eyes look like a mountain and I feel so soft in your arms. And I was like, I remember I told her, I was like, look, I can tell you really like this and you're very passionate about it, but you just need to be more specific with your analogy, right? Like with your poetry. Like instead of saying you feel so soft, say you feel so soft like a blah, 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 right? And then she would come back the next week and she'd be like, oh, you feel so soft like a feather pillow, whatever. I can't think of anything on the spot. Like a feather pillow. And then I would be like, okay, that's good. Now take it one step further. You feel so soft like a feather pillow that blah, 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 whatever. You like get even more specific with it. And then by the end of it, she had what I consider to be very, very good poetry, because good poetry is kind of directly proportional to its specificity. And by extension, you could say, like, good communication is also directly related to how specific it is. So this is not specific at all. Like, what is he talking, like ultraviolet, dark matter? Like, what does that mean? Like, I know he means like, this is like, he's like summing up a concept in one word, but unfortunately his audience doesn't know what that means in the same way that he knows what it means. So like, we're supposed to guess. Like, it's just, like, he might as well be speaking Chinese, you know? Anyway, I don't know, whatever.
It's a process that it may not look, as far as getting back to what is pleasant, some things may be, from the observer, from the detached perspective, unpleasant. Like you see a situation where you have cancer, autism, Alzheimer's, these type of things. Everyone that's dying is supposed to be dying. So as we get rid of the white foods and take our sexuality back, everyone needs to get back in touch with their own melanin, with their own carbon, whatever, regardless. The creative grapevine that connects us all. So as we get away from white foods, meaning white sugar, bleached white flour, and many other things that are like, we'll get rid of the worms. We'll get rid of the worms of the earth. It has to manifest externally. So like, my brother's back. As y'all know, my brother's black. Like most of my family, on a ZX14, not a Pusa killer. You can hear it. Anyway, so I couldn't do this video in front of none of my family. So I had to do it really quickly because I know it could be taken crazily just from the title. So regardless, when we talk about taking back or getting back in touch with the melanin, the creative grapevine that where all creation stems from, we're all, again, every creation and reaction have the same letters. So every creation has a reaction. And so whenever you see something like an uprising, like what you might see in Baltimore right now, is no different than the Haitian slaves uprising years ago, causing such a stir in Haiti to where the French had to expend so many resources to where they had to sell. If Louisiana Purchase happened, they had to sell off to the other colonists. Because again, you got to realize it was a war here. It's always been a war here. British, whatever. It's always a familiar war, and that's how you got to understand the families of the earth. And that's how you look at it in a sense of, it's very easy to look at it in the sense of the three Mongoloid, Negro, and Caucasoid. But beyond that, you can break it down and dissect it into further families, however you want to look at it. So it's all just a snake eating its own tail, and we're all just sacrificing the melanin or the creative energy to satisfy the sensory body and for comfort, satisfy the sensations and to eat out of emotional needs. And at this point, it's a chemical addiction, of course, but once it's understood and you can observe your own behavior and look at your own cycles, then you can change it. So, take back the sexuality, get away from the white foods, then the worms will die. Diatomaceous earth, red clover, black walnut, dandelion root, burdock, yellow dock. It's so many things, but those are critical. Soft palmetto, sarsaparilla. And for all the people that don't want to take it from a pale face like this one, just check out Dr. Sabi, SEBI, or Dr. Africa with a K. Plenty out there. Or if you're supposedly light skinned and feel balanced, there's plenty of people that you can get comfortable with hearing the same message, because it's all coming from the melanin.
Oh my God, what did I just watch? Okay, so like, who told me to do this? JN? What's that a picture of? Anyway, whatever. What is he even saying? Okay, my rant about like lazy communication aside, like, it's not white foods, right? Like, garlic is white. I think garlic is good for you. I think he would say garlic is good for you too. Well, he doesn't eat food, so maybe not. Yes.
I'm turning the alarm on.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Come here, Shane. Come on, Shane. Nice too. Good night. All right, that was fun. Rant about white foods aside. Okay, so let's like I'll stop being a dick and like try to understand what he's talking about. Stop eating white flour and sugar. That's good advice, I guess. The same thing. This was in 2015, so I guess like what was even happening? Where was I in 2015? I was in LA. I don't know, something happening in Baltimore. I don't really know. Okay, and then what he said about like I guess the supplements and herbs like diatomaceous earth, black walnut. What was the other ones? I don't remember, but those sound like he's talking about worms, so it sounds like he's encouraging people to do like a parasite cleanse. But like you see what you have to do to like fucking decipher this shit. Like, okay, fine, I get it. It's an artistic statement. He wants to like show his solidarity with black people, right? Okay, fine, cool. But who's gonna understand that? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Any of my like black viewers, like, did you understand what he was saying? Like, what did you? Okay, did you understand that he was suggesting for you to take diatomaceous earth and black walnut in order to do a parasite cleanse, right? Did you even, okay, fine, I know that I watched this at like 2 times speed, but like Dr. Sebi, who's actually like a good resource in my opinion. This is like an African doctor who cured AIDS, right? Did you understand that he was recommending that you look up Dr. Sebi in order to like get information about like healing yourself? I guess that was clear, I guess, but it just doesn't seem very like, it just could have been packaged in a much like cleaner way, I guess. I don't know. And this reminds me of the video that I did on him before, which was basically me saying like, this guy has some good ideas. He has like, he's like 50% like good ideas and good advice, and 50% like airy fairy, like out there, like weird shit. You know what I mean? And who am I to judge, right? Who am I to criticize? But like, in my opinion, I think that the good advice that he's giving is kind of getting lost in this like rapper, like mumble speak, unclear communication about like, yo, like antimatter, Dr. Sebi, Haitian Revolution. Like, what are you, like, dear black people? What is that? I don't know. Not that my videos are really super organized either. Anyway, I don't know. Tell me to do this, JN. I don't know. I might do another video of his because at least this is interesting somewhat to talk about, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, do you guys have any other recommendations for videos or YouTubers or anything else you want me to do or take a look at? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Send me an email. Follow me on Instagram. Peace.